Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Jond Games here, and welcome back to another Minecraft recreation video. Today, I have for you two new mechanisms that are pretty awesome in Pokemon, and the first one here I am going to just jump right on into is the Pokemon eggs. So, what I have in my inventory right here is an egg that is renamed Pokemon Egg, and what this does is if I walk around enough like you would in Pokemon, you are eventually going to hatch the egg, and you are going to get a Pokemon from it. And it's going to be a really low-level Pokemon and all that. And boom, a Smoochum has hatched from your Pokemon egg. Now, obviously, since we are in Minecraft 1.8, I can't exactly do Pokegive, but right here, I do actually have the Pokegives for all of them, and this will give any of the randomly generated Pokemons pretty much to the player, and then they'll be perfectly fine, so yeah, this essentially allows you to give a random Pokemon, so the odd egg mechanism from Pokemon Crystal can be intact. And as well, if you just want to get some eggs from a Pokemon place, this is how I'm thinking I'm probably going to do it in Crystal. I'm just going to have it be random, and you can buy the eggs, and then you'll get those Pokemon. It'll be a certain select few of them, probably the selection from the odd egg in Pokemon Crystal, but yeah, and then I guess I can just go ahead and explain how all of this works. So in here we have a Pokemon egg, and this is vital to how this all works, since this drives two of the AND gates that we have here built. So essentially what happens immediately is whenever you have one of these in your inventory, specifically renamed Pokemon Egg, it will try and clear that, but it will be clearing an amount of 0, and it also has to have the display name of Pokemon Egg. So it's trying to clear this specific item, and then it is doing that. And as well as that, it is also looking for a score. This is a score that is based off of the steps I take. So if you notice, I'm walking around, and this is actually the walk 1 centimeter score in the scoreboard, so you can create a scoreboard with that, which is what I've done. And every time I walk 1,000 steps, you'll notice that'll go off, and then it will trip this AND gate, and it will both set my score of egg steps to 0, and it'll also give me a score of egg hatch 1. And then what this is doing is it is also bringing this into another test for command, or another AND gate, and then here we have that clear command again, just making sure it's in my inventory. And then here we also have a test for with an egg hatch of 10. So essentially what is going to happen is whenever I have an egg hatch score of 10, it is going to give me a Pokemon egg. And whenever the AND gate is tripped, we are going to get a little randomizer here, and it is going to activate, which sets a block over here, which goes into all of these. And then, like I said, it's random, so it can go into any of them. So for that specific one, I believe it went down the middle one. Yep, it went down the middle one here, so that would have been a Smoochum if we actually had the Pokegive command. So I don't know, if Pokemon eggs aren't implemented by Pixelmon whenever it's in 1.8, I feel like this is going to be a really good thing to implement. It's not really going to be all that feasible for 1.7 just because of the clear command with 0. And yeah, so I'm just thinking about for the future, this could be really cool. That's kind of what I've just been messing around with in all these new snapshots, because they are just really, really cool. And yeah, another thing I have been messing around in the snapshots with is our second little thing that I wanted to show off for this episode. This right here is a little something that I've been working on, a self-replicating and self-destroying floor. So I've been watching a lot of Twitch Plays Pokemon, for Emerald. We're on that region now. And one of the things I have seen a lot of concerns about is whenever we are trying to go get Rayquaza, the floors are going to be impossible. There's no way we can walk across them without breaking them. That's exactly what I've recreated here. And right here, let me go over here and change the score real quick. So I've also created a third scoreboard when it comes to step-related things. And this one is just pure steps that can rack up as far and as high as you want. It really only applies in this area. So if I go over here, you can see the steps is just increasing any way I go until I get onto this little board here. And this is just going to make sure I have a score of 50. This is just restricting it, so I can't just stand here and then be like, okay, so I'm going to fall through in 2 seconds if I just stand here. No, you can move around if you want in any direction you really choose. You also have to have a score of 50. So this is just keeping that in line. But as well as that, there is a bunch of execute commands that are going off right now, trying to execute a set block command that is right below me, and that is making it so I will change the block from a standard stone brick to a cracked stone brick, indicating that if I step on it again, I will fall through. So this works pretty simply. It is just a couple of command blocks, and yeah, so this is the execute command, and it has a score restriction of 50, and then it will make sure that it will only do it for the stone bricks. It will try and set block stone bricks below me. And then here is just to reset the comparator. And then here we also have the replace. So this will actually replace the block that is underneath me. And then there it will set my score back to steps 0. So that way I can't just like stand here and I'm guaranteed to fall through whether or not I move. That's just kind of like a restriction against time. So yeah, this is a really fast clock. I wouldn't exactly want to have this be time-based, especially if this was on a server or something. So yeah, that's just a little interesting restriction. And then it does the same thing here. So it is trying to get the cracked ones. So if it finds any of them, it is going to replace it with air. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just a floor that you can find cracked. It isn't going to be exactly like it is without heavy barrier restrictions and really heavy slowness, so you can't jump over. That's kind of what I've done here, just applying a couple of effects, making it so I can't jump, and as well as that, I also have a bit of slowness, so I can't exactly just jump over like cracks and whatnot, but I can still just be pretty weird. Like I can go around stuff, I can be on the edges of stuff, so it's just meant to be more of a hazardous kind of thing, and it's not really meant to be all that practical when it comes to puzzle making stuff, but I can see how this could be pretty easy, or it could be pretty helpful if you want to actually create a puzzle of your own, maybe add in some barrier blocks so you have to walk certain areas. I can see that being pretty helpful. But yeah, these are the two little things that I wanted to show off. So Pokemon eggs and just a breakable floor if you walk over it. New in the 1.8 features, and I just thought I would show that off because I think they are pretty cool. And yeah, I am pretty awesome. I'm pretty optimistic whenever it comes to Pixelmon when it comes to 1.8. I'm really looking forward to that. I know they're not even on 1.7 yet, but I know they're making progress, and I'm very, very excited for that. I should probably be working on Johto and preparing for that, but I am just stuck in the awesome features that Mojang they've been implementing. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.